Hello everyone, welcome to Courts Today by Live Law, your one-step destination for the latest and fastest legal updates. I'm your host Urvashi Chauhan, bringing you day-to-day happenings, landmark judgments, crucial rulings and expert insights into the world of law. You are aware of the controversy that arose in January 2023 when a short-selling report was published by Hindenburg Research alleging corporate governance and accounting fraud at Adani Group. The matter has seen significant legal developments, with the Supreme Court setting up an expert committee to investigate and directing SEBI to probe Adani Group's financial dealings. Let me tell you, the investigation by SEBI is still ongoing. Adding to the controversy, in a report published on Saturday, Hindenburg has now alleged that Madhabi Puri Buch, who is the chairperson of SEBI, and her husband previously held investments in offshore funds also used by the Adani Group, thus suggesting conflict of interest. In view of this, an application has been filed in the Supreme Court seeking to accept an earlier application which sought to direct SEBI to complete the pending investigations against the Adani Group of companies. Vishal Tiwari, the petitioner here, had earlier sought a Supreme Court directive for SEBI to complete its investigation within 3 months, as suggested in January by the court. However, the registrar had refused the earlier application, saying that the court had used the word preferably instead of a strict timeline. Tiwari has now challenged this refusal, highlighting the new Hindenburg report. Coming next to an update regarding the brutal rape and murder of a second-year PG student on the premises of RG Kar Medical College and Hospital in Kolkata. The incident has sparkled widespread outrage and protests. The Calcutta High Court today heard multiple pleas over the matter. The division bench of Chief Justice T.S. Sivangnanam and Justice Hiranyamai Bhattacharya questioned the state government after allegations were made that the police had initially registered the deceased's death as a suicide, which was informed to her parents, who were kept waiting for hours before they were allowed to see her body. The court was also informed that Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, who was the principal of the medical college, had resigned from his post claiming moral responsibility, but within a few hours was appointed as principal of another government college. The court expressed outrage over this swift reappointment, stating that no one is above the law. It questioned the principal's lack of empathy and rapid reassignment within 12 hours, directing him to go on a long leave or face a court order. It emphasized that he should be held accountable and not rewarded with new responsibilities. The parents of the deceased had also prayed for the investigation to be transferred to the CBI. The court expressed concern over registration of an unnatural death case despite the deceased being a doctor at the same hospital and the principal's failure to lodge a complaint. Noting the lack of progress in the investigation and the administration's indifference towards the victim and her family, the court has transferred the case to the CBI today. It said that the same was essential to prevent potential evidence destruction and ensure a fair investigation to inspire public confidence and deliver justice. A bench of Justices Abhay S. Oak and Augustine George Massey of the Supreme Court has granted bail to a man accused of renting out his property to alleged members of banned organization Popular Front of India for allegedly conducting PFI training sessions. While granting the bail, the court held that bail is the rule, jail is the exception, even in special statutes like Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. The court allowed bail to Jalaluddin Khan, who filed appeal against the judgment of the Patna High Court denying him bail. He was accused of involvement with PFI and planning to disrupt the Prime Minister's Bihar visit. He was booked under the IPC and UAPA for alleged unlawful activities, including renting his premises for PFI training sessions. Khan claimed that he only rented the property and was not affiliated with PFI. The prosecution alleged the training sessions aimed to regroup former members of PFI and Students Islamic Movement of India for violent retaliation. The Supreme Court bench today said that when there is a case for grant of bail, the court should not hesitate to grant it. Allegations of the prosecution may be very serious, but the court's duty is to consider the case for bail in accordance with law. If courts start denying bail in deserving cases, it will be a violation of rights granted under Article 21. In the next update, the Supreme Court has today closed the contempt proceedings pending against Patanjali Limited, its managing director Acharya Balkrishna and co-founder Baba Ramdev over publication of misleading medical advertisements in breach of a court undertaking. You are aware that the contempt case arose out of a petition filed by the Indian Medical Association against Patanjali's advertisements attacking allopathy and making claims about curing certain diseases. On the top court's reprimand, Patanjali had assured in November 2023 that it would refrain from such advertisements, but it continued to publish the ads. A bench of Justices Hema Kohli and Ehsanuddin Amanullah, which had reserved orders in May in this matter, delivered the judgment today. It said that proceedings were being closed, accepting the apology tendered by the parties, taking into account the steps taken by parties to purge themselves of contempt. At the same time, the court sternly warned that if Patanjali does anything in future in violation of the court orders, as it happened earlier, the court would reopen the proceedings. The Supreme Court has today sharply rebuked the state of Maharashtra for not coming up with a reasonable amount of compensation in a case wherein the state illegally occupied a person's property nearly 6 decades ago and allotted a notified forest land instead. The bench of Justices B.R. Gawai and K.V. Vishwanathan was hearing the T.N. Godavarman case, which is an omnibus forest protection matter. The present application was filed by a litigant whose predecessors purchased 24 acres in Pune in 1950s. After the state occupied the land, they won a legal battle against the land acquisition up to the Supreme Court. The state at that time of the execution claimed that the land was given to a defense institute, which said that it was not involved in the dispute. The litigant then sought alternate land from the Bombay High Court, and in 2004, the state allotted alternate land, but it was later revealed to be part of a notified forest area. The court today gave a stern warning that if the state does not give reasonable compensation to the person who lost the land, then it will order stoppage of schemes like Ladli Behna and will direct demolition of the structure built on the illegally acquired land. The matter has now been listed tomorrow. Stay tuned. And now let me tell you that Justices Sanjeev Khanna, Sanjay Kumar and R. Madhavan of the Supreme Court today addressed a petition filed by a self-represented individual who raised several concerns regarding engineering colleges in the country. The petitioner, who spoke in Hindi, expressed frustration over seeking remedies from various forums, including the Supreme Court. His petition was notably broad, including several judges, the Prime Minister and the Secretary to the President as respondents. Justice Khanna, addressing the petitioner in Hindi, criticized the petition's drafting, suggesting that it was unlikely to yield any effective remedy. The petitioner in response threatened self-harm, stating that he would commit suicide. Justice Khanna then advised against such statements, urging him to recognize his own strength. Despite this, the petitioner made further threats which displeased the court. Justice Khanna warned him to remain within reasonable bounds, implying that such threats could be perceived as attempting to intimidate the court. The judge then suggested that the petitioner seek legal aid and counseling to better address his concerns, and thus the petition was dismissed. In another update, the Delhi High Court has directed journalist Rajdeep Sardesai to take down a video posted by him on X, alleging that BJP leader Shazia Ilmi abused a video journalist of India Today during a televised debate. The controversy arose after Ilmi took part in a debate on India Today news channel on the Agniveer scheme row. However, she left the debate midway, claiming that her mic was cut off with an intention to censor her. Sardesai later tweeted a video showing Ilmi snatching the microphone, abusing and ejecting out a video journalist from her house. He condemned her behavior as unacceptable and emphasized that the journalist was merely doing his job. Ilmi has approached the court contending that she was recorded without her consent by the cameraman. She claimed that her consent ceased once she had left the show and that the cameraman continued to follow her. She further claimed that the video shared by Sardesai was edited and maligned her character. She stated that there was no abuse from her and that the expletives used by the cameraman had been toned down in the video shared by Sardesai. Justice Manmeet Pritam Singh Arora today directed Sardesai to remove the video on X until the final disposal of the suit. The court questioned about authority of Sartesai to use the footage of India Today. It asked whether India Today had authorized him to use the said video. The court was also of the opinion that the video posted by him was uploaded after Ilmi had left the show. It noted that the events recorded in the video only occurred between Ilmi and the cameraman. The court went ahead to implead the cameraman as a defendant. The matter has been listed for further hearing on 16th August. Stay tuned. And lastly, the Kerala High Court has dismissed the plea challenging publication of the report submitted by Justice Hema Commission, which was tasked with studying and suggesting solutions for issues faced by women in the Malayalam film industry. The commission was established in 2017. A plea was moved by movie producer Sajiman Parayal, challenging the order of the State Information Commissioner to disclose the commission report after editing portions which affected the privacy of persons who gave testimonies to the commission and other connected persons. The petitioner argued that making the report public would affect the privacy of the person who gave testimonies to the commission. The petitioner said that the testimony was given under the premise of confidentiality. Even if some portions were edited, the film industry is so interconnected that even innocuous details could lead to identification of the person, which could lead to further harassment. The petitioner argued that the report includes testimonies of sexual harassment, but the alleged offenders were not given a chance to present their side, potentially harming their reputation and livelihood. But the petition was dismissed and the single judge bench of Justice V.G. Arun directed that the report be published within a week. If you wish to know more details about the cases that I mentioned here, you can visit our website at www.livelaw.in. Stay ahead with quick legal updates only on Live Law. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe and support us. You can also support us by donating through the thanks button at the bottom of our videos or consider becoming a member at just 89 rupees per month.